What's going on, guys? Chillisfm here, taking a look at my best team for the Open Great League. Guys, I just went 20-5 with this team. That's probably my best day ever in the Open Great League. I'm running Registeel on the lead with the Gliscor Safe Swap and Altaria as my closer. Registeel and Gliscor are both very flexible Pokemon, so really this team revolved around them, but then I needed something to add that nice fast move pressure, since really Lock-On's not doing any fast move pressure, Wing Attack not doing any fast move pressure. That's where Altaria comes in. It's great to be able to farm things down that Registeel and Gliscor might struggle against. We're going to go ahead and jump on into some of these battles. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. As a reminder, my battle submissions are back open. Link to that in the description down below. All right, let's get it going. So we did have, was it Medicham lead? Oh, Gliscor lead. My opponent actually brought their own Gliscor. We swapped down to our Gliscor and we're able to flip switch when the Sableye no-showed the Earthquake. That is huge for us because Altaria has a great matchup against Gliscor. Even if they get some energy here, it shouldn't be too threatening as long as they don't boost off the first Night Slash or something crazy like that. So we're gonna go ahead and eat the first Night Slash, knowing that's all it can be. And of course they get the boost. And they're completely loaded on energy too, so they're going to be able to get to 2 more Night Slashes. We're going to go ahead and eat this first one, see how much it does. Puts us almost into the red. I tried to catch the next one on Registeel. My timing wasn't perfect, but they end up throwing it anyways, which is fine by me. Registeel's a tank. We tank it, no big deal. Out comes a Trevenant. So this game's actually crazy. I don't know how I pulled this win off, but we're going to go ahead and go for the Zap Cannon. We're going to show up the Shadow Ball here. They will be able to outpace before we make it to another Zap Cannon. We're going to go ahead and throw the first one. Puts them into the yellow. We need another Zap Cannon to KO. However, I'm banking on the fact that they will doubt their accounts. I go for the Focus Blast, just looking to grab the shield right here. And we get the shield. Beautiful. And it makes sense for them to shield that because more than likely, they're still going to win. All they got to do is take out my Registeel with the Seed Bomb and then take out my Altaria with the Shadow Ball. But we catch the Seed Bomb. We're going to get the farm down on the Gliscor. Leave with a Sky Attack. Now, if this is a Shadow Ball, it's still going to be really tough. Registeel has to outpace, but it's just a Seed Bomb. So we're going to get the Sky Attack off, and that's going to be GG's. Honestly, there was only one way I win that one. That was a little bit of a lucky win, but we'll definitely take it. By the way, I did try to cover as many different leads as I saw in this video, at least some of the tougher leads and some of the more common team comps. So Bastiodon, Medicham Safe Swap, we already know what's in the background. It's going to be some kind of Razor Leafer. I did stay in here just because of Altaria versus Medicham can be IV dependent in the 2s, and I didn't want them to be able to flip switch easily. So we go ahead and do a little bit of chip damage. They're running Psychic and not Ice Punch. So once they threw that pup, I was a little bit more comfortable coming in here. I'm going to go for the Sky Attack, and we do grab a shield there. They throw a pup here, and I'm like, I think we'll survive it with Altaria. So I'm going to actually no-shield this, knowing that if there's a Razor Leafer in the back, Gliscor should have a great matchup shields up. So we do grab a second shield from the Medicham. We're going to just come in and farm down with Gliscor. If it's a Shadow Vic, we can one-shot it with an Earthquake, and then we can basically one-shot the Bastiodon as well. All we got to do is shield up that Psychic, and my opponent top left. So yeah, definitely Shadow Vic in the back. GG's. Well played. All right, into the next one. Registeel into Altaria. Registeel did catch a lot of good leads. I've made sure to include good leads, bad leads, and neutral leads. Definitely pay attention to how I play the neutral leads, but also the bad leads that stay in, because I saw quite a few of these. That tells me immediately that they are ABA weak to Registeel, and that I need to keep some health on Registeel. Registeel is really my only answer for Ice types and for Fairy types. Gliscor doesn't have a great matchup against Fairy types. It can fight back with Earthquake, but that's about it. So we're gonna go ahead and eat that Sky Attack, bank a Zap Cannon, and then come in with Gliscor, and we do lure out the Azumarill. So there's the Fairy type, the Water type. I guess Water types aren't really bad against Altaria, but since it likely has Ice Beam, it is pretty bad against Altaria. So we're gonna go ahead and just eat whatever they throw. If it's the Ice Beam, it'll KO. If it's the Play Rough, we will survive, and it is going to be the Ice Beam. So at this point, we can come in with Registeel. We do have shields up. We can actually overfarm just by a little bit. I end up, like, there was a little bit of raindrops there, so I throw on bad timing, but it's fine. They're likely to no-shield this, and they do. So out comes Scrafty. Can we make it to the foul play? Not foul play, sorry. The Focus Blast, we were almost there, so they are forced to throw the Power-Up Punch. Now, Altaria up 2 shields, of course, can handle the Scrafty, but they also still have their Altaria alive, and they barely make it to the Sky Attack, which is a little bit scary because now that Scrafty can easily make it to 2 foul plays. The foul plays aren't really threatening unless they boost their attack first, and I am aware of that. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this first Sky Attack, and then I'm going to no shield. If they're going to throw a pup, this is the most likely to be one, and yeah, they throw the pup. So beautiful, we're in a good spot now. I think I can safely shield up whatever they throw next. Even if it's a pup, we should be able to outpace the 2 more Sky Attacks. So we go ahead and get the last shield there. They're going to be throwing here. I mean, I thought about it for like a split second. Maybe I should no shield this, but nah, we're just going to make it to the next Sky Attack. So GG's, well played. They made it closer than I thought it was going to be, but Altaria able to clutch up in the end anyways. All right, moving into the next battle, going to have Registeel up against a Galarian Stunfisk. So technically this should be a core breaker. It does technically beat Registeel. It does technically beat Altaria. I mean, Altaria is a pretty good matchup for it. The Dragon Breaths definitely add up. But if we can land this first Focus Blast, that gives me a lot of play. Because now I'm going to go ahead and shield. And normally they're going to go straight for the Earthquake. I rarely get baited in this matchup. Now I'm going to farm up and I'm going to try to catch the next Earthquake on Gliscor. It's low enough now that if Altaria needs to handle this Stunfisk, we'll be fine. We go ahead and pivot. That way we can try to lure out any kind of Fairy or Ice type. And yeah, there's the Azumarill. So we will be able to make it to the Earthquake here. Don't want bad timing, but I think that we're at 5 bubbles. So I wanted to make sure I got the Earthquake off. We do connect with the Earthquake. It's nice, but it doesn't really put them in Focus Blast range from Registeel. It's close, but yeah, the Zap Cannon's still going to be the play here. So we go ahead and throw the Zap after farming up to close to 100 energy. Zap, of course, takes them out, and we see their final Pokemon, which is going to be a Talonflame. Now, Altaria is a good answer for Talonflame. Honestly, I should have just immediately swapped, not let them get the energy here, but once I did, I was like, you know what, we'll let them go to 100 energy. I know they'll throw the Flame Charge then. So I come in with Altaria. It's going to be the Flame Charge there. They're at the Brave Bird there, and they do 1 extra Incinerate. I figure their play is to go Brave Bird and then try to make it to 1 more Brave Bird. I go ahead and throw up a shield. It is the Brave Bird, but we get a nice juicy farm down against this Stunfisk, and that's just game. At this point, we're going to be able to outpace the 2 Sky Attacks. My opponent knows it, and that's going to be GG's. Well played. Into the next one, Medicham lead. So it's kind of a nightmare lead. Just because Medicham, of course, packs Ice Punch, which is double super effective to my Flyers. I think after this game, I started throwing the Night Slash immediately when I got it. Just because of that way we don't get like denied because we have 1 turn swapping. But regardless, they come out with the Stunfisk. And at this point, I grabbed a shield with the Night Slash. I'll be able to make it to the Earthquake if I throw up a shield. I think grabbing both shields from my opponent is definitely worth it. Registeel is not that bad against Medicham if they don't have shields. So we go for the Quake. Of course, it does get shielded. We're going to CMP tie on the Night Slash. Not really important here. It's just nice chip damage in case they do end up pivoting out and I end up Altaria against this thing in game. The Rock Slide is going to come through. It's going to take out my Gliscor. I'm going to come in with Registeel. Earthquake will definitely hurt, but it does not one-shot. I believe I no-shield this. Yeah, I'm putting it all on Altaria, hoping they don't have another Steel type in the back. So I'm going to overfarm. Going to go for the Focus Blast. This will, of course, be taking out this Galarian Stunfisk. Don't have enough health to really make it to a Zap Cannon against the Medicham, so I might as well come straight in with Altaria. The other reason like I wanted to save the shield for Altaria is because the Ice Punch is gonna hurt. So we want to be able to shield that up. We're gonna be able to farm up extra energy. They're staying in here, telling me they're definitely weak to Altaria in the back. I definitely wanted to go above 1 Sky Attack, and then I do a throw. Takes out the Medicham, and in the back it's going to be a Trevenant. So we're easily going to be able to outpace to another Sky Attack here. Does not one-shot a Trevenant, but it might as well. It puts them deep into the red. and we just farmed down. So GG's, well played. A little bit core broken by Altaria. Gliscor did a great job at luring out Altaria's hardest counter. We're able to take that game. All right, Trevenant lead. I do always swap out into Gliscor. You don't ever want to use Altaria as a safe swap. This one only threw 5 Shadow Claws and then they threw. So I knew it'd only be a Seed Bomb. Definitely hurts, but it's non-lethal. Out comes a Galarian Stunfisk. So again, a team core broke a little bit by Gliscor. We grab a shield with Night Slash. And here's the reason I always throw the Night Slash first. If they no shield, that still puts them in Focus Blast range from Registeel. So that makes the Registeel matchup a lot better. Best case scenario, they throw up a shield and then I can threaten them with the Earthquake like I do here. And I grab both shields. So now I have a 2 shield advantage. I'd have to double shield to get to another Quake. So I decided to go ahead and let this Rock Slide go and come in with Registeel. I think I do shield this one up since I have 2 shields. Yeah, might as well. Keep some health on this Registeel. I'm going to, yeah, I throw it immediately and they make a nasty catch onto their Trevenant. Like, that's beautiful. Like, hats off to you. That's incredible. I know I'm not going to get a lot of play out of Altaria. I might as well have some energy on Registeel. No matter what, that Galarian Stunfisk is coming back in and my Altaria is just not going to be healthy enough to take it out. So we take the energy on Registeel, excuse me. We're gonna get the farm down here. That's just a Seed Bomb, no big deal. I can Moonblast the G-Fisk if they don't throw immediately, but they do. They do throw immediately, and that's fine. We're gonna let Altaria go. I'm thinking they're probably weak to Altaria in the back at this point, but there's not much I could do about it. I'm gonna come in, I'm going to overfarm this time, and then we get another nice catch, but it's on Registeel. This is gonna hit for super effective, and it's gonna do a lot, and since I overfarmed, I'm gonna be able to outpace. Now I'm not in that bad of a situation. I think I could have done one more lock on there, to be honest, but I didn't want to risk it. So we take out the Registeel. All I gotta do is outpace to this Focus Blast. I was like calculating in my mind, like, if they bait, do I make it? And I was thinking I did. So I showed it up, they bait, and yes, we make it. So beautiful. That's gonna be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Definitely tough. Altaria just didn't have play against that back line. So it worked out that I kind of sacked my Altaria. All right, jumping into the next battle up against a Sableye lead. This is going to be the most neutral lead in this entire video. And this is how I play them. I like to go ahead and just stay in, build up some energy on my Registeel, and eat the first move, let them dump their energy, and then come out with Gliscor. That way we can try to lure out their best flying type answer, and Registeel will have the energy to handle it. Like things like Noctowl, if they come out and they load up on a lot of energy, they can start to threaten Registeel if it doesn't have energy. So it's definitely best to go ahead and get some energy first. Out comes the Shadow Swampert, which I guess is technically a core breaker for this team. Registeel doesn't want to see it, Gliscor doesn't want to see it, but both of them can fight back, and then Altaria, of course, is the hard answer. They actually let me connect with both of my Night Slashes. I could flip switch here if I wanted to, but flipping switch doesn't really help me. Instead, we're going to take that small bit of energy on Registeel and see what they want to come out with. They're going to be coming out with the Sableye. We can immediately go for the Zap Cannon and hope for the attack drop here. Do we get it? We do not, unfortunately. So at that point, I'm going to go ahead and swap out into Altaria. I know Altaria is pretty good against Sableye generally, and we do lure out their final Pokemon, which is going to be a Lantern. Lanterns don't typically bait against Altaria. It's not that good of a matchup for them anyways, so I do showed up the first Thunderbolt correctly, and I'm going to go ahead and just go straight for the Moonblast. It will be non-lethal. I don't expect a shield, but we do get the attack drop, which is massive here. As massive. I can definitely eat this next Thunderbolt. It wouldn't KO if it was non-debuffed, but with it like that, like now we're definitely not getting Shadow Clawed down. They come in and they throw immediately. I'm thinking here for a second, wondering if maybe I can barely survive the foul play. I decided to go ahead and throw up a shield. I think that it would just kind of be crazy to risk it, because all I have to do is make it to this Moonblast. That will for sure grab a shield. And then we just have to survive one foul play to be able to make it to the Zap Cannon. So foul play coming through. I believe they're back on a 6 cycle. If they're on a 5 cycle, this does get really tight. But even then, we make it there on the 4th Shadow Claw. So that's going to be enough to take out. And that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. Let's go. All right, into the final battle against the man himself, Shadow Z, bring in the Shadow Dragonair. So A lot of y'all at this point probably already know what's going to be in the back. This team has become insanely popular overnight. Number 1 player in the world was running it, along with several other. Home Slice Henry featured this team on his channel as well. So Dragonair lead is a good lead for Registeel. However, they can win this in the 2-0s, which is what's going to end up being played out here. Out comes the next Aqua Tail. Don't really have to fear it. It's not taking me out, but these Dragon Breaths are definitely adding up. I'm going to go ahead and throw this next Focus Blast. It does grab the final shield. We're going to come in with Altaria. I didn't know what was in the bag at this point. I had not seen this team at this point. They hit me with the Body Slam. That actually does a lot, but I'm glad I didn't shield it up because it's going to be a Bastiodon that comes out. So at this point, I'm definitely saving both shields for Gliscor. And I'm hoping that there's a Medicham or something that I can handle in the back. Maybe a Trevenant would be good as well. Really just Medicham though. We need to be able to resist the fast move pressure. So I come out with my Registeel here just because I figured it would force them to throw. And yep, they throw immediately. So that's perfect for me. Out comes Gliscor. We're going to be able to get to this Earthquake. I decided to throw it immediately because I didn't want to give up a shield, considering I wouldn't get that much extra energy. So it does take out the Bastiodon. Out comes the Dragonair. I'm going to go straight for this Night Slash because these Dragon Breaths are just doing way too much, but Shadow Z makes this nasty catch. Daniel makes this nasty catch onto his Medicham. So his Medicham's running Pub, and now I have to show the Pub. It's not looking great. It's honestly not looking great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 5 more wing attacks, go for the CMP on the Earthquake. Now we are almost at the Night Slash. Can we hold on and make it to the Night Slash? Yes, we only needed 1 more wing attack, and this Night Slash will be enough to take out the Shadow Dragonair. So GG's, well played to all my opponents. Man, that was a sweaty battle. I don't know how I pulled that one off. But yeah, this team does handle that team. Also think more Altarias are going to, not Altarias, more Azumarils are going to appear in the meta to start countering that team. And Registeel is a great answer to Azumarill. So I think this team's only going to get better in the next few days. Plus people like to run Grass Hole the last few days, and this team beats Grass Hole very handily. So I'd highly recommend you running this team. I'll definitely be running it tomorrow as well. And you know, I'll eventually switch it up, but regardless, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And until next time, this is Chillisfm reminding you to always keep pushing forward.